They thought they broke you. They thought that when they pushed you to the ground, when they whispered their lies, their doubts, and their fears into your soul, you would crumble. They thought that with each betrayal, each rejection, each failure, they could extinguish the fire within you. But what they never saw coming, what they failed to realize, is that they didn't break you. What they did was far worse for them. They created something they can't control, something they can't stop. They created a force of nature. You see, they believed you were fragile. They believed you were weak. They believed that their words, their actions, could break you down into dust, into nothing. But in reality, you were never meant to be their victim. You were never meant to be the sum of their insults. You were always meant to rise. And now, you are standing here, scarred, yes, but standing nonetheless. I see it. I see the darkness that's wrapped itself around you, the weight of their hatred, their ignorance, their cruelty. It's like a storm that tore you apart, leaving nothing but wreckage in its wake. I see the scars they left behind, the ones they thought would be your death, the ones they thought would bury you forever. But here's the thing they don't understand. That storm didn't break you. It made you stronger. It sharpened you. Every drop of rain that hit you was fuel to your fire. Every gust of wind a test of your resolve. You didn't fall apart in that storm. You were forged in it. You were like a seed buried deep in the dirt, suffocating in the darkness. For so long, you were trapped, unseen, unsure of what you could become. They whispered that you wouldn't grow, that you were nothing, but they didn't know. They couldn't see what was happening beneath the surface. Because now, look at you. Look at what you've become. You are not the fragile seed anymore. Now, you are the tree that rises from the depths of the earth. Your roots strong and deep. Your branches reaching for the sky. You've broken through the soil that tried to bury you. And now, you stand tall, reaching for heights they never thought you would touch. And I know you feel it, don't you? That aching in your chest, that exhaustion, that whisper in your mind telling you it's too much, telling you to give up. But listen to me closely. That voice is a lie. That voice is the remnant of those who never understood your power, who underestimated you. You have been through hell, but you are not made of the things that break. You are made of the things that rise. And every step forward, every breath you take, every ounce of strength you summon from the depths of your soul is proof that they were wrong. They thought they broke you. What they didn't know is that they only helped shape the warrior standing before them now. They tried to drown you in darkness, but all they did was ignite your light. And now, that light is blinding. They wanted to keep you small, keep you down, keep you beneath them. But now, you are a force that they cannot deny, so feel the weight of that truth. You are not broken, you are the storm, and they will never see you coming. You've been there. You know what it feels like to be on the edge, looking down at the abyss, wondering if you'll ever find your way out. The world, your world, has tried to break you, tried to bury you beneath its weight. And it didn't just come from one direction. No, it came from every angle. It came from the people who should have had your back, who should have believed in you. But instead they turned their backs and walked away. It came from the expectations of society, the harsh whispers of the world telling you what you could or couldn't be, what you should or shouldn't do. It came from your own failures, from the moments when you thought you'd finally made it, only to be crushed under the weight of disappointment. It came from the naysayers who planted seeds of doubt in your mind, their voices growing louder, echoing in your head every time you tried to take a step forward. But above all, the hardest of all was the battle you fought with yourself, the inner demons, the voice inside your mind telling you weren't good enough, telling you that you'd never be enough, telling you that you were destined for nothing but failure. That voice, that relentless, unforgiving voice became the villain in your story. It is the one that taunts you in the quiet moments, The one that tells you that you'll never escape the shadows of your past. The one that drags you down into the darkest corners of your mind. And in those moments, you believe it. You hear those words and think they're the truth. And for a while, they are. Life has pushed you to your absolute limit. You've seen the face of failure, tasted the bitterness of rejection, and felt the sting of betrayal. You've given everything, only to watch it slip through your fingers like sand. You've worked, you've sacrificed, you've bled for your dreams, and still, the world has looked at you and said, "It's not enough. You're not enough." The people you thought you could trust have turned away, leaving you with nothing but the wreckage of your hopes. You've been abandoned, forgotten, and in the quiet of the night, when no one else is around, it's easy to believe that maybe they were right. Maybe you weren't meant for this. Maybe you were never meant to rise. The pain of failure cuts deep, doesn't it? That crushing weight, that sinking feeling that makes it hard to breathe. You've been there. You felt that darkness wrap itself around you like chain, pulling you under, keeping you down. Every rejection, every misstep feels like a punch to the gut. You've walked through life with a target on your back, and each shot that's taken at you feels like it's the one that will finish you. But what if I told you that every failure was never your end? What if I told you that those moments when you felt like you were lost, broken, beyond repair, those moments were actually the moments when you were being forged into something stronger? What if I told you that the fire that burned you, the one that scorched your soul, didn't destroy you? It purified you. It left scars, yes, but those scars are proof of your resilience. They're proof that you didn't quit. They're proof that you survived when everything inside you was screaming to give up. But even in the face of all that pain, even in the face of everything the world threw at you, you kept going. You kept moving forward. And there were times when you thought that maybe this time, maybe this moment, would be the one that broke you. But you didn't break, not really. You may have bent, you may have faltered, but you didn't break. Because even in your weakest moments, there was something inside of you, buried deep, that refused to let go. Still, there were moments when it felt like the world was closing in. You thought you were suffocating under the weight of your own fears and regrets. The pain felt like it would never end. And in those moments, you doubted yourself, didn't you? You questioned if you were ever good enough. You wondered if all your efforts were in vain. They told you that you weren't enough. They told you that you'd never make it, that you'd never rise above the muck and the mire. And for a while, you believed them. You believed them when they said you weren't strong enough. You believed them when they told you that you'd never make a difference. You believed them when they said you were destined to fail. But let me ask you something. In those darkest moments, when you were face to face with despair, did you give up? Did you walk away? Did you let them win? No, you didn't. You kept going, even when it felt like there was no way out. You kept moving, even when your legs were shaking, when your heart was heavy, when you felt like you had nothing left. You held on, because deep down, you knew something they didn't. You knew that this was not your end. You knew that something inside of you, something powerful, something relentless, was not going to let you quit. But I know there were times when the weight of it all seemed unbearable, when you felt like you were drowning in your own failures, drowning in your own insecurity, when the voices of doubt, both from the world and from within, seemed to drown out every ounce of hope you had left. Those moments felt like the end, the crushing blow, the moment where it seemed like everything was lost. And in that moment, when the darkness closed in and the weight of defeat pressed against your chest, you wondered if you could ever rise again. But what if they were wrong? What if everything they told you was a lie? What if this pain, this suffering, this never-ending struggle wasn't meant to break you, but to build you? You see, the world has conditioned you to believe that when things get too hard, when you're pushed to your limits, that's the moment when everything ends. They've made you believe that when your rope reaches its end, when you feel like you're about to snap, that's the moment of your defeat. But listen to me closely. It's not the end. It's just the beginning. What if that point, that breaking point you thought would destroy you, was the exact moment that you were meant to rise? What if all of this, the pain, the loss, the struggle, wasn't meant to bury you, but to transform you? They thought they could break you, thought they could tear you apart. They thought they could grind you into dust. But what if they didn't realize that all they did was create a diamond? Look at yourself. Reflect on everything you've endured, everything you've fought through. You've been carrying all this weight, all this fear, all this doubt. And what if I told you that it wasn't just survival? What if I told you that every ounce of pain, every tear, every setback, every moment of failure was actually shaping you? They tried to break you, yes, but what if in the end they were simply the hands that molded you into the person you were always meant to be? You've been conditioned to think that struggle is your enemy, that hardship is a sign of failure. But it's not. It never was. Every moment of difficulty has been a stepping stone, a forge where you were being shaped, crafted into something far more powerful than you could ever imagine. The rope you thought was the end of your journey, it was actually the threshold of your transformation. And slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, something begins to shift inside of you. It's not a sudden explosion, not a flash of brilliance, number. It's much quieter than that. It's the way the sun rises after a long night of darkness, the way the first cracks of light break through the clouds. You begin to realize that the pieces of you that were shattered were never meant to stay broken. They were simply the fuel for your evolution. You begin to rebuild yourself brick by brick from the ashes of your past. At first, it's difficult to see the progress, but as time passes, you begin to notice the strength you never knew you had. You look at yourself differently now. You understand something about your own power that you didn't understand before. You are not the person you were when you started this journey. You are not the person they tried to defeat. You are someone entirely new. They thought they broke you. Yes, they did. They thought that with every punch they threw, with every word of doubt they spoke, with every setback they caused, you would crumble. They thought that they could erase you. But what they didn't see was that all their efforts were only helping to create something far more formidable. They didn't break you. They made you. They made you the person you are now, the person they fear. You are the fire that was once smothered, but now burns brighter than ever. You are the seed that was buried in the dirt, but now breaks through the surface, reaching for the sun. You are the flower that blooms in the cracks of concrete, the phoenix that rises from the ashes. You are the storm that rages in the sky. And they didn't know what they were creating when they tried to take you down. They thought they were destroying you, but they were simply feeding your transformation. You are not broken. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the result of everything you've been through. Every pain, every struggle, every moment of failure has been part of the process that led you here. You are not who you were yesterday. You are who you are today, stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. And now you are beginning to understand something incredible. You are more than the pain you've endured. You are the strength that comes from surviving it. You are the power that rises from every fall. The strength you thought you had lost, it was never gone. It was always there, buried deep inside of you, waiting for the right moment to awaken. You were never broken, number. You were being forged. You were being made into the person you were always meant to be. The person who will not only survive, but thrive. The person who will rise again, no matter how many times they fall. The person who will turn every setback into a stepping stone, every failure into a lesson. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the victor. Because here's the truth. Resilience doesn't come from never falling. It comes from falling and rising every single time. You are the embodiment of resilience. You are the proof that even when life pushes you to your limits, you can stand up again. You are not the one who's been broken. You are the one who's been made stronger, sharper, and more unyielding with every trial you've faced. What they didn't understand is that you were never their victim. You were always meant to rise, and now the world will see the strength that they tried to crush, the power they never saw coming. They thought they broke you, but in reality, they only helped make you the person they now fear. You are the warrior who has fought through the darkness and emerged into the light. You are more than your scars. You are the proof that no matter how many times you fall, you will always rise again. Now, look at you. You stand here, not as the person who once stumbled and fell, but as the force of nature you were always meant to be. The person who once doubted themselves, who once believed that every fall was a sign of weakness, has now become unshakable. You've embraced your transformation, and now you know the truth. You are stronger than you've ever been. You've been through the fire, and you've come out the other side, forged into something far more powerful. The struggles of your past, they no longer hold you. They no longer define you. They were never meant to break you. They were meant to shape you. What they thought was your downfall, what they believed would bring you to your knees, was the very thing that made you unstoppable. Look back at those moments of pain, those moments when you thought you couldn't go on, and see them through new eyes. Those moments didn't break you. They were the building blocks of your strength. They were the cracks in your armor that allowed your true power to emerge. You are not the same person you were yesterday. No, you are the person who has faced their darkest fears and come through the other side stronger, more resolute, and filled with purpose. You are no longer the victim. You are the hero of your own story. You are the one who rose from the ashes, the one who turned pain into power, the one who will never be held down again. This is your moment, your time to shine, your time to take back everything they tried to take from you. The transformation is complete. The chains are broken. You are free, and now you walk forward with purpose, with the knowledge that no one can ever take that power from you. Success has changed for you. It's no longer defined by external achievements or by the approval of others. Success is no longer about the praise you receive or the accolades you collect. No, true success is found within you. It's found in your ability to keep going, even when the world tries to pull you back down. It's found in your refusal to stay on the ground after you've been knocked down. Success is the quiet confidence that comes from knowing that no matter how many times you fall, you will always rise again. True strength is not in perfection, but in resilience. It's in your ability to face adversity and emerge stronger every single time. It's in your ability to rise, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward, even when everything inside you is screaming to stop. Every time you stand back up, you win. Every time you fight for yourself, you win. You've seen success in a new light. They thought you were weak, thought you would fall and never get back up. But they couldn't see what you had inside of you. They couldn't see that your greatest strength wasn't in how many times you won, but in how many times you refused to quit. They thought they broke you, but now they see the monster they created. Now they see the force that they can't control. They see the storm that's been unleashed and they fear it. They fear what you've become. And now, here's the reality. They're scared of you. They thought you were fragile. They thought you were a delicate thing, something that could be shattered with a single blow. But they didn't know you. They didn't know what you were made of. They thought you were glass, something that could break with the slightest touch. But what they didn't see was that you were forged from steel. You were always unbreakable. They just didn't know it yet. Now they fear you. They fear the power you've unleashed. They fear the way you walk with confidence, with strength, with purpose. They fear that you can never be defeated, that you can never be brought down again. And that fear is your victory. They thought they could control you. They thought they could keep you small, keep you weak. But now, they are the ones who feel small. They are the ones who are powerless. They are the ones who are afraid of what you've become. And that fear, that recognition of your power, is the ultimate victory. You have taken everything they tried to take from you, and you've used it to build something stronger than they could ever imagine. You are unstoppable, you are unbreakable, and they can't stand it. But here's something even more powerful. Look at those who tried to bring you down. Look at those who doubted you, who criticized you, who tried to destroy you. They weren't your enemies. They were mirrors. They were reflections of their own insecurities, their own weaknesses, their own fears. The ones who tried to hurt you, who tried to break you, were just afraid of your strength. They were afraid of what you would become, because deep down, they knew they couldn't control it. They couldn't handle it. And here's the key. You can embrace the negativity, the hate, the doubt, because that's all it was. Negativity. It wasn't meant to stop you. It was meant to fuel you. They didn't realize it, but every insult, every rejection, every piece of criticism was nothing more than kindling for your fire. They gave you the fuel to burn brighter than ever. So embrace the hate. Embrace the negativity. Let it be the spark that ignites your power. You no longer need to run from it. You no longer need to shrink away from it. Instead, use it. Use it to propel yourself forward, to reach even greater heights. They tried to break you. They tried to stop you, but they couldn't. And now, they're watching as you rise, stronger and more unstoppable than ever before. The world will see you for who you truly are. And the fear they have of you, it's a reminder of how far you've come. You are no longer the person they thought you were. You are the force they could never control. Now, it's time for you to fully embrace the person you have become. You are not just someone who has survived. You are someone who has conquered, someone who has risen to greatness. You are not just a person who endured hardship. You are the proof that hardship cannot destroy the spirit. The world did not break you, my friend. The world made you. The struggles, the pain, the betrayals, they didn't tear you down. They elevated you. They shaped you into something more than you could ever have imagined. You have now become the ruler of your own destiny, the king, the queen, the sovereign of your life. You stand tall, knowing that no one can ever take this power away from you. You control your path, your future, your every move. Every step you take is a declaration of your strength. Every breath you breathe is a reminder to the world that you are here to stay, that you are unstoppable. Walk with purpose. Walk with the knowledge that you are in control. You are the author of your own story, and this story is one of victory. Don't shrink away from your power. Don't hide it. Own it. Own every part of yourself. The scars, the pain, the victories, the growth. All of it is yours, and all of it makes you who you are. This is your time. The world didn't break you. It made you a force to be reckoned with. You are not merely surviving anymore. You are thriving, and every step you take from here is a step toward claiming what is rightfully yours. Your reign has begun, and the world will now see the full power of what they thought they could never defeat. Your power does not end with you. No, it doesn't stop here. What you've become, the strength you've found, the resilience you've built, it has a ripple effect. Now, as you rise, others will see your light and be drawn to it. They will see you as the beacon, the example of what it means to endure, to rise, to conquer. You will be the one who inspires the next generation. You will show them that they too can rise above their struggles, that they too can embrace their power. The world needs people like you, people who know that success is not defined by how many times you fall, but by how many times you rise. You are the embodiment of the strength the world so desperately needs right now. You are proof that no matter what happens, no matter how dark the days may get, the human spirit cannot be broken. It can only be strengthened. Your legacy will not be one of what you have done for yourself. It will be one of what you have done for others. You will teach them how to rise from the ashes, how to face adversity with unwavering strength, how to endure when the world tells them they're not enough. You will become the symbol of resilience and empowerment for everyone who feels lost or defeated. You will show them that they too have the power to rise. The moment is now. This is your time to step into the full magnitude of your power. Do not wait for permission. Do not hesitate. The world is waiting for you to rise, and you are more than ready. It's time for you to act, time for you to move, time for you to take the world by storm. The fire that has been ignited inside of you is unstoppable. You have everything you need. All that is required is that you move forward without fear, without hesitation. You were made for this. You were born for this. This is not a coincidence. You are here for a purpose that the world is about to witness in full force. You are a force of nature, a power that no one can withstand. The moment you step forward, the ground beneath you will tremble, and the world will be forced to take notice. This is your reign. This is your time to rise. Let the world know that you are here, and nothing will ever stop you again. The fire that once threatened to consume you now burns bright, lighting the way for others to follow. You are the future, and the world will tremble at your rise. So take your first step, embrace your power, walk forward with purpose, because you are unstoppable, and this is only the beginning. The world will bow before the greatness that you've become. They thought they broke you. They thought they could shatter you with their lies, their rejection, their cruelty. They believed that with every hardship, every moment of pain, they could tear you apart, leaving you as nothing more than a shadow of who you once were. But what they didn't understand, what they could never see, was that they didn't break you. No, they did something far worse. They created something they can never defeat. They created you. They thought you were fragile, that you would crumble under the weight of their doubts, their word, their action. They thought that each setback would be your final one, but they were wrong. What they never saw was that each trial was only adding to your strength, that each rejection was forging you into something unstoppable. They couldn't see that the more they pushed, the more they tested you, the more you grew. You are not just a survivor, you are a warrior. And now, as you stand here, you are not the same person they once knew. You are not the person who once doubted themselves, who once feared failure. No, you are the force they never expected. You are the one who has faced their worst fear, their darkest days, and come out stronger, sharper, and more powerful than ever before. You are the one who will never be defeated. You are the one who will rise no matter how many times life tries to knock you down. As you face the future, remember this. You are no longer the person they tried to break. You are the person they fear, and that fear is a testament to your power. It is the proof that you have become something they could never control, something they can never stop. They thought they broke you, but what they created, what they set in motion, is the one thing that they will never be able to defeat. You. They thought they broke you, but they were wrong. Now they fear what they created. They tried to shatter you, but all they did was make you stronger. Now they fear what they created. They thought they could silence you, but your voice is louder than ever. Now they fear what they created. They thought they could defeat you, but they only ignited the fire within. Now they fear what they created. They believed you were nothing, but you've become everything. Now they fear what they created. So stand tall, walk with purpose, because what they created is a force they can never challenge.